Welcome to this video on working with Grid widget in Syncfusion dashboards. The Grid widget is very efficient in showcasing tabular data. It is available under the relationship category in the Dashboard Designer's toolbox. Let me show you the different functionalities and formatting options available in the Grid widget for effectively showcasing your data. Let me add a Grid widget to the dashboard. With the help of the Northwind order details data that I have, I am going to explain the various functionalities available in the Grid widget. Let me open the widget configuration. You can add data to the grid by dragging and dropping the fields to the columns area. Let me add the customer ID and order amount that I calculated using an expression. The widget is now configured successfully. We have one more configurable area over here, that is the hidden columns. Hidden columns are very useful if you do not want to show the data in your grid but use the underlying data to do filtering. Let me explain this with the help of an example. I have two tables, one containing the student details such as student ID, student name and department, and the other table contains the student scores in academics and sports. Both these tables have the student ID column in common, but still, if these tables are present in different data sources, you can still do the filtering using the Grid widget. Let me show you how this is done. I have the student details and student scores data added as data source to the Dashboard Designer, and in the design canvas I have two widgets. One is the grid and other one is the proportion chart. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to show the student details in this grid, and whenever I select a student, the proportion chart will display the corresponding students' scores in different areas. Let us configure these widgets. Let me choose the student details, and here I don't want to show the student ID since it is not much readable, so instead I will add the student name and department. And remember that student ID is the column that we have in common with the other database. So let me add this to the hidden column. You can see the student ID is not displayed in the grid, but still it is there so that we can make use of it to do the filtering. For the proportion chart, let me add the scores to the values. Let me go ahead and enable the legend. I want to make this grid as a master widget to do the filtering. So let me select this grid and enable the act as master widget option. We are almost done, but one thing that we have to do is we have to define the relationship between these two widgets. Make use of the filter configuration manager that is available in the toolbar. You can see the grid is listed out as master widget and proportion chart is made as the listener widget. We should define the relationship between these two widgets. Choose the custom option and add a relationship. Here for our grid, all the columns that are bound including the hidden column is shown here. So I have to make use of the student ID to do the filtering, and the target data is student scores and the target column is student ID again. Let me click the update button to complete the configuration. We have successfully configured the widgets now. Let me click the preview to show how it is displayed in the viewer. Now whenever I select a student, the corresponding student's mark will be shown in proportions. This is one of the use cases of the hidden columns. Coming back to the original dashboard that we have been working, now let me show you the various customization options available with respect to the data. You can customize or format the data using the settings button available in the field. These customizations are available based upon the field type. For example, the customer ID is a string type. Here we have options to sort the data, and also you can filter data by including or excluding items, and also you can add filters based on condition or based on rank. For a numeric data, you can change the aggregation, do filtering based on condition, and also you can change the format. The amount format is of type currency, so let me change the format as currency, representation in thousands, and click the OK button to configure. Similarly, you will have customization options for different data types like datetime field, where you can change the aggregation from year to month, likewise, and also you can add filters. Now let us take a look at the various formatting options available with respect to the grid. Open the properties panel, where you can change the header and add a description. The basic settings has few options. The allow sorting option allows the user to do the sorting operation interactively. The allow paging option enables the user to showcase a large amount of data efficiently via paging. Fit to content option provides automatic width resizing based upon the length of the data. You can also disable the horizontal and vertical grid line whenever necessary. Let us see about the column settings and KPI columns later in this video. Down below we have the filter settings. The allow filter option allows you to add a filter box so that you can do filter operations interactively. Hierarchical filtering is enabled by default. Let me show you an example for this. In this grid widget, I have added data so that we have a hierarchy here, that is the shipping country as well as city. So if I wish to add a filter to this, consider I am adding a filter to show the top 5 cities based upon the sales amount. You can see the filtering is done from the top hierarchy. If you wish to do a flat filter, you can disable the hierarchical filter. You can see the filtering is done only based on the city field. Act as master widget option allows you to make the grid as a master widget. Thereby, whenever you select a record, the other widgets in the dashboard will show only the filtered data. Ignore filter actions option allows you to ignore the filter actions from other widgets in the dashboard. We have a link settings. Then you can add links to your grid and target other dashboards that are published in the dashboard server. Right below we have the container appearance to format the appearance of the widget. You can change the title alignment, title color, the border settings, and if you wish to add a rounded corner widget, you can modify the corner radius. And down below, these settings are related to the dashboard server. You can add options to maximize the widget, and also you can provide options to export the widget and enable comment. Let us go back to the column settings that we had. There are several options available in the column settings. The edit column option allows you to edit the column names. The template option allows you to format the row and column based upon the data. In this grid widget, we have two columns. One is the customer ID, which is a string field, and other one is amount, which is a numeric field. I can modify or format the column or row to display the value. The default display type is value. You can also add conditional formatting for this. And similarly for numeric field, you can display the column as value or as a bar, and you can also do conditional formatting. You can see the values are now displayed as bar, and you can see the values in the tooltip. Let us take a look at the conditional formatting now. Conditional formatting helps you to format the row or column based upon the value. You can add a condition and format the row or column. I am going to add a conditional formatting based upon the amount. You can choose either single color or gradient color. Whenever gradient color is chosen, the widget will apply background color based upon the values. We have formatted the column now. You can see the gradients are applied based upon the value. Larger values get a darker color tone. You can also apply the settings for the rows. Also, you can apply formatting in terms of single colors. You can add condition for this. I'm going to format my column, and the condition is I have to check if the sales amount is greater than 20,000. You can modify the font color, font style, and also the background color. you can see for those columns which has the value greater than 20,000, the formatting is applied. The column settings also provide option to sort the data. You can choose the default sort order. You can make it either in ascending order or descending order. This sorting operation can be done only based upon a single numeric field. Syncfusion dashboards provide support for adding key performance indicator to the grid. You can add key performance indicator as a separate column using the KPI column settings. Let me add another grid widget to show this. I have the sales details in a separate data source. Also, I have the revenue that is calculated for last month and also for the current month. Let me add the necessary columns. Now, I would like to add a key performance indicator to compare the revenue of last month and current month. In the KPI column settings, click the Add button to add a KPI column. The actual value is the revenue of current month and my target value is revenue of last month. It is already selected. You can show the difference as actual variation, actual value, or percentage of variation, a percentage of target, and you can also show the value and percentage. Let me choose the option percentage of variation to show the variation. You can also choose whether greater is good or less is good. You can see the KPI column added. The percentage of variation is shown with the indicator. You can also show with the delta background, and for actual variation you can show it as bar. This is how you add a key performance indicator to a grid widget. You can also add filters to the KPI column. I have added a filter to show only those values which has the variation greater than 5. You can also apply format to the KPI column. You can change the number format as currency or percentage. You can also add multiple KPI columns and delete whenever required. Now let us take a look at the linking support in the grid widget. As said earlier, you can add links to your grid and target dashboards that are published in the dashboard server. In this grid, I have the Northwind product details, and in my dashboard server, I have the Northwind traders sales analysis details. What I'm going to do here is, I'm going to add links to the products, so whenever I select a record, the target dashboard will be opened and the details related to that particular record will be filtered and shown. Enable the linking option. You can add links to the grid in 3 different ways. Let us see this one by one. The first one is the dashboard linking option. In this option, you can target dashboards that are published in the dashboard server. Get the link of the published dashboard from the server. From the menu, click the Get Link option and get the link of the published dashboard. Paste the URL of the dashboard in the text box provided. You can get the list of tabs that are available in the dashboard from the drop down. If your dashboard is a multi-tab dashboard, you can see all the tabs that are available in the multi-tab report. My target dashboard has only one tab, so it is already chosen. Click the Set Parameters option to add parameters to the link. Over the left side, you can see all the filter widgets that are available in the target dashboard. My target widget is the product filter widget. The target column is already selected. My source widget is the grid, which is top products by orders. Source column is again product name. Click OK to complete the configuration. You can see the product names are now converted to links. Let me click the preview button to show how this works in the dashboard viewer. Now, whenever I select a record, the target dashboard will be opened and the data related to the product will be filtered. Note that the link is added for the entire row, so whenever you select a row, the target dashboard will be opened. Let us take a look at the other type of linking, that is the URL linking. URL linking is very similar to the dashboard linking, except that instead of targeting a filter widget, we can do filtering on a data level. In the URL linking, you can add links to the rows as well as columns. Let us see the row linking now. Add the URL of the published dashboard to the text box. Now you can add filters using query parameters. Add the field name, and down below we have the list of columns that are bound to the grid widget. Choose the one that you need to filter and double click it. Now you can see in the URL the query parameter is successfully added. We also have the URL preview at the bottom. You can click this and see a preview whenever needed. Now let me click the preview button to see how this is rendered in the dashboard viewer. Let me select one of the products. You can see the query parameter over here, and since we are doing a data level filtering, only the selected data will be available in the dashboard. Now let us take a look at the column filtering. Click the URL settings option to configure the links. You can see the list of dimensions that are bound to the grid. Now we are going to add links to both these columns. You can target different dashboards or same dashboard when clicking the link. Similar to what we did earlier, add a query parameter. And from the drop down, choose the product name. I'm going to target the same dashboard, but except the query parameter is different. I have now successfully configured the links for the columns. Let me click the OK button. Links are now successfully added to the selected columns. Let me click the preview button to show how this works. Let me click the country column, and now details related to France should be filtered. Let me choose one from the product column. Now the details related to the specific product is filtered and shown. This is how the URL linking works in the grid widget. We also have another option that says internal. Internal option is used whenever you are working in a multi-tab environment. You may end up in a situation where you need to target another tab within the same multi-tab dashboard. In that case, you can use the internal option and choose the other tab from the drop-down list below, and similar to what we did for the dashboard linking, set parameters and add the links. To know more about internal linking, please check the Working with Multitabs video in this channel. Thanks for watching.